As chairwoman of the reception committee, I welcome you with open arms.
Is that so? How late do you stay open?
I've sponsored your appointment because I feel you are the most able statesman in all Fredonia.
Well, that covers a lot of ground. Say, you cover a lot of ground yourself. You better beat it. I hear they're going to tear you down and put up an office building where you're standing. You can leave in a taxi. If you can't get a taxi, you can leave in a huff. If that's too soon, you can leave in a minute and a huff. You know you haven't stopped talking since I came here? You must have been vaccinated with a phonograph needle.
The future of Fredonia rests on you. Promise me you'll follow in the footsteps of my husband.
How do you like that? I haven't been on the job 5 minutes and already she's making advances to me.
Recently, I made an interesting discovery. There's this old Looney Tunes short from 1956 called Wideo, Wabbit. In the short, Bugs Bunny is chased by Elmer Fudd through a TV studio where various contemporaneous TV shows and movies are spoofed. Like, You Asked For It.
Remember, you're asking for it.
The Liberace Show.
George. That's my brother George.
Masquerade Party.
Oh, hurry up! Oh, how darling!
You Are There. Medic.
Studio C for the medic.
Oh.
The Honeymooners.
Hey, take it easy. Have a cigar.
And one which I will discuss momentarily. First of all, just as a personal aside, I never really cared much for the Looney Tunes shorts of the 1950s. Especially not the ones directed by Robert McKimson, who directed this short. The mid-1950s was about the time that the Looney Tunes were kind of growing long in the tooth. That was about the time that television was becoming the next big thing, and animation on television was also dropping in terms of visual quality. I mean, television is generally cheaper than film after all. And anyway, why shell out $6 million for your animated TV series when you can just as easily, on the cheap, make something, presentable, I guess? I mean, that's not to say there weren't any good animated TV shows released during that time. It'd be ignorant of me to say otherwise. UPA was just starting to find its voice at around this time, and it was a major influence on the Zagreb School in the 60s. In fact, the first animated television series produced entirely in color was Colonel Bleep from 1957. Innovation in animation was not non-existent in the 1950s. But yeah, there are a lot of jokes from old Looney Tunes shorts that have not aged well, and even more media from the 1950s that has aged even worse. I'm going to talk about one of them. Early on in Wideo, Wabbit, Elmer Fudd starts chasing Bugs Bunny throughout the TV studio and walks into a room where Bugs Bunny is dressed like Groucho Marx, hosting a show called You Beat Your Wife.
Wow!
Okay. That might have been funny to some people in 1956. It's not funny now. But you know what's even more baffling? Just like all the other references in this short, this is one that I'm fairly certain is lost on modern audiences. If you were watching Looney Tunes as a kid, and let me just say, good the heck for you if you were, you have impeccable taste. And if you saw this particular short, you might have thought that the Groucho disguise and Groucho voice and Groucho quips that Bugs put on was funny. Because, you know, let's not beat around the bush. Groucho Marx was one of the funniest people who ever lived. But I'm pretty sure if you were watching Looney Tunes that young, most, if not all, of this stuff would be lost on you. Heck, I just turned 35. I've been watching this kind of stuff all my life. This is supposed to be my jam. I don't know what any of this is. I had to look it up.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Except, I do know what You Beat Your Wife is. See, I listen to a lot of old-time radio. Westerns, science fiction, comedies, thrillers. I love it. I love it all. You can find tons of old-time radio shows on the Internet Archive. Anyway, some of these old-time radio recordings that have been archived contain advertisements. That's pretty neato to me. Buy United States Savings Bonds. Make today your big red letter day with Chesterfield cigarettes. Be sociable. Have a Pepsi. It's cute. And sometimes they'd advertise other programs. Amos and Andy, Dragnet, The Great Gildersleeve, Our Miss Brooks, Truth or Consequences, a whole slew of them. And one time, I was listening to an episode of one of my favorite old-time radio westerns, The Six Shooter, starring James Stewart, and I heard this.
Here's a reminder about some of the wonderful entertainment that's yours for the listening each Wednesday evening on the NBC Radio Network. There's comedy for everyone when you set your dial to NBC for such programs as You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx and The Great Gildersleeve starring Willard Waterman. The Great Gildersleeve provides 30 minutes of top-flight entertainment that your whole family will enjoy. Then, when it's time for Groucho Marx, watch out. Groucho throws a mean ad lib, and there's a barb at the end of every one of them. Listen and laugh as this Marxman trades quips with his contestants from the studio audience. It's a riot of fun from top to bottom when Groucho Marx plays You Bet Your Life. Also on Wednesdays, listen to more quiz fun on Walk a Mile with your genial quizmaster, Bill Cullen. That's Wednesday night on the NBC Radio Network. Be sure to listen.
Yeah. You Bet Your Life was a quiz show hosted by Groucho Marx on the radio from 1947 to 1960 and on television from 1950 to 1961. So, as Wideo Wabbit was released in 1956, it would make sense that a takeoff like You Beat Your Wife would be kind of clever to audiences at the time. But nowadays, it just comes off as in very, very poor taste. I guess one silver lining is seeing Elmer Fudd struggle to answer the question if he stopped beating his wife without sounding like an abuser. That's kind of funny, I guess. But you know what's not funny? Domestic violence. If you are a victim of domestic violence, or you know someone who is, help is available. Talk to someone. You have friends who know you and love you. You are not alone.